Hey everyone, welcome back to Code Kinder. Today we are diving into the world of coding and exploring how to get started in 2024. With technology evolving rapidly, coding skills are more valuable than ever. Whether you are a complete beginner or looking to update your skills, this video is actually for you. Now I know that quite a good number of people will jump into learning some languages after they decide to learn coding, but that is a very risky approach to this field. In fact, what you want to do first is to explore the different areas or career paths in coding, because coding is actually very vast. Now let's start off with choosing the right area or department, and I'm talking about your career path right here. So when choosing your area of interest, consider factors like personal passion, market demand, and the type of a problem you actually enjoy solving. In coding, we have web development, data science, machine learning, cybersecurity. Each comes with its own set of challenges and rewards. So you need to take the time to actually reflect on what truly excites you about coding. So the tech industry actually offers diverse opportunities, and understanding your preferences can actually help carve a more focused path. As you embark on your coding journey, I want you to actually take some time to explore the different career paths that are actually available based on what actually excites you, okay, and even the market demand for such path that you have chosen to take. And I want to actually take on this by asking some few questions, okay. And the first thing I actually want to ask you right now is, what are you interested in building? That's a very serious question that you need to actually answer before you begin. What are you interested in building? Are you interested in building visually appealing and interactive websites? If your answer to this is yes, then web development might be your right spot. So go for web development, and here are the languages you will need. You're going to have to need, number one, HTML, and you're going to need to also learn CSS, and also going to need to learn something like JavaScript and a bunch of other technologies that you're actually going to meet as you move. And that is it for that of the web development. So I want to ask you another question that can actually help you in choosing your career path. I want to know, are you drawn to data and pattern? Are you very passionate at looking at data and pattern? If your answer to this question is actually yes, then data science could be the right fit for you. And you can use languages like Python, SQL, JavaScript for data visualization, Java, and a host of other ones like Scala and even MATLAB, okay. And the next question I want to actually ask right now, even though before I move on to asking the next question, remember that you don't have to learn all these languages, okay. You can use only Python, and then in combination with something like SQL if you have a lot of interest in that of data and the pattern, okay. That's a data analysis for you. So the next question, now let's move on to the next question. The next one is that, do you have a passion for artificial intelligence and machine learning? If yes, well, that is actually a field with endless possibilities, and you can actually use technologies like Python and its related libraries. You can also use JavaScript for AI on the web. You can use Julia. You can also use Prolog. You can even use something like R, which is also a programming language, to actually go into artificial intelligence and then machine learning. And you don't have to learn all of these languages that we have in here. You can just go with Python or go with something like JavaScript for AI on the web, and you'll be just fine. Okay, so that is just what that is. So the next thing I want to take a look at is learning to write the actual code. Okay, and then this particular stage is actually very crucial, and then many people miss out on this particular part. In learning how to write code, you don't even have to jump into writing the actual code yet. In fact, I recommend you learn how to learn coding first before learning how to write the actual code. And I know that quite a number of you actually misunderstand this, and I'm going to repeat that again. I say that I recommend you learning how to learn coding first before you actually go into learning how to write the actual code. And the reason why I recommend this is because coding is actually not learned just like most other skills that we learn out there, and it's not a field that you can actually just get a book and then read through the book and then you think that you have actually learned how to code. And then at this very point, you need to balance your thoughts to recognize the fact that coding is full of trials and errors. You are going to actually encounter a lot of errors as you are actually starting out, and do not be overwhelmed by it. You must be very patient with yourself and then the coding difficulties, and then recognize the fact that coding takes time to actually learn. So recognize that coding actually takes time to learn. I don't want to steal anybody down the road by just telling you that you can actually learn everything in coding in just a few days. And furthermore, you actually learn coding by actually practicing, not just read lines of a code and then memorize them. You will forget them pretty soon. And then, in fact, do not try to remember any lines of code. That's what I want to let you know right now. Do not bother yourself trying to remember any lines of code. It does not actually work that way because there are too many things to remember. In fact, what you want to do when you are starting out on learning how to code is to just understand the concepts behind every line of code that you write. So don't try to remember any lines of code, try to understand them. That is just what it is. And now, if you have actually grasped all of these things that I talked about, I want to present to you some learning platforms that you can actually use to learn coding. So fortunately, there are fantastic online platforms available, whether you actually prefer an interactive lessons, video tutorials, or mix of both. That is something for everyone. So platforms like Code Academy, Coursera, Udemy, Udacity, they actually offer structured courses, while free resources like W3 Schools and the Mozilla Developer Network provide valuable information. I actually used the W3 School when I was actually starting out, and if, as a matter of fact, I still reference to that particular resources from time to time, even as I'm not good at coding. Okay, and when you actually get on these platforms, I want you to just practice something that is actually called a project-based learning. And the reason for that is because theory alone won't actually make you a great coder. You need hands-on experience. Start with small projects like creating a simple website. If you are into web development, okay, build a basic mobile app. You can actually start by automating some tasks, and the key thing here is to apply what you actually learn. Okay, that's why I'm actually bringing this in. You need to apply what you actually learn by creating maybe simple websites. If you're into web development, build a basic mobile app if you're into mobile app development, and even automate some tasks. Okay, so that's just the key thing in there, just for you to actually kind of apply what you've actually learned. So let's talk about the tools you actually need while learning how to code. Okay, so the integrated development environment, or IDE, are essential, and these are tools that you actually will need to type out the actual code. We have Visual Studio Code, which is popularly known as the VS Code. We have PyCharm, mostly used for writing code with that of the Python. We have Brackets, we have Sublime Text, and a bunch of others, okay, that you can actually download right there and then begin to use them. Okay, and most of all these things that I just mentioned are actually free, except something like PyCharm. Okay, and the next thing that you need to actually know is what we call version control. So version control is crucial for managing your code. So you learn Git and then use platforms like GitHub or GitLab for collaborative coding. It's actually an essential industry standard skill that will set you apart if you learn it. Okay, so the next thing is community and networking. So I don't want you to actually code in isolation. I want you to begin to practice joining coding communities and forums, networking with other learners, sharing experiences, and then seeking help when needed. Actually valuable aspect for your coding journey, and not just be like claiming that you are more powerful than any other person. You are going to be running into issues from time to time, and then you need to actually hook up with the communities in that particular field to actually grab a help. Okay, asking for help is actually not a sign of weakness, it's just a sign that you actually want to remain strong. Okay, so you need to leverage on a community and then network with other coders. So another thing that I want to also point out is coding challenges and competition. You can sharpen your skills by taking on coding challenges and then competitions. So websites like something like HackerRank, LeetCode, and then Code Signals actually offer a variety of challenges that will actually push your ability to the next level. So I want you to remember this: technology is actually always evolving, and you actually need to stay curious, and you need to embrace the fact that learning is a lifelong journey. You need to actually stay updated on the latest developments in coding and technology through various resources. Now I do have a different video that actually talks about how you can actually learn coding and then land your dream job. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to link to that particular video in the description below, and you can just go to the description, or I'm actually going to put it on the screen at the end of this video so that you can click on it and then you go and then go through the video. It's going to actually help you in deciding which technologies to learn and then possibly land your dream job. And I also have a plan to start uploading videos for the absolute beginner, and I actually have some HTML and CSS videos recorded already. And if any of you are actually interested in this, you can actually drop a comment in the comment section, and I'm going to start uploading such for the absolute beginners. So, and that is just what I have for you guys. So there you have it, a roadmap to start coding in 2024, you need to take the first step, be persistent, and enjoy the learning process. If you found this video very helpful, don't forget to give us a like, share, and subscribe. Happy coding, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.